welcome back, people. How have you been? How have you been, ladies and gentlemen? That's good. How have you been? It's a pleasure to be with all of you once again. It's a pleasure to be with all of you once again, people. As we begin the 11th day of the incredible adventures of Van Helsing. There we go. Everything's going perfectly. Thank you. I don't want to listen to myself. There we go. And last time we left here in the giant woods. I deactivated the option of enemies respawning, something that is quite good. Because it made the progression way too slow for our playthrough of the game, basically. But basically we could make a lot of progress by deactivating this option. I don't recommend it in case I wouldn't play it like this offline. But yes, I had to deactivate it because otherwise the stream was going to be endless. Because every time since I put the game on fearless difficulty, every time I logged into it, it caused me to have to clear all the way back again and kill all of the mobs in order to do in order to do anything. I didn't activate my sacredgames. That's the problem.
I don't have enough mana.
Hang on. Let me clear. Okay, there we go. So let me see if we can. Yo, how's it going, Patrick? Sorry. How's it going? Sorry that I started late. I always have to say sorry that I start so late. But yeah, I have my obligations, people. I have a lot of things to do. That yeah, basically that's sorry, Patrick. But I always start so late, so late. How about the metaphysical explanation of Saturday? More or less, it made sense. The metaphysical explanation. Yeah, the thing is, people that consider this like I'm at in the afternoon. So for me, starting that hour late is like from 5 to 6 p.m. But no, I know that I shouldn't do that. I know that I shouldn't do that. So don't worry. Every time, I swear to you that every time I can start on time, properly, I will do so. That's the thing. I promise you that. If I can't, it's because there's really something I'm doing that demands my attention. That's the thing. Pretty much. The sacredgames. There we go. The bad thing about the sacredgames is that you have to sacrifice them to get full damage. In that sense. This one is good because you freeze time. Oh, look at that. That one is dead. So yeah, pretty much. So we left here last time. Oh, we left here last time. I pretty much made my way through the whole mountain pass. Remember, I deal more damage at max range. So this teleporting is really bothersome. Careful, those explode. Amazing soundtrack, precisely by this Hungarian game that was developed by Neocore Games, also the developers of King Arthur, the role-playing wargame 1 and 2, and the last one they did, A Knight's Tale, King Arthur, A Knight's Tale. Okay, we have to deal with the giants. I love how they also have masks. What do we have here? Oh, careful. That's a lot of Nordic giants. Oh shit. Mad goes sad. Okay, now I'll have to. First, I have to kill the range attackers. They are the ones that can kill me, actually. Am I out of range here? Fortunately. Oh, I guess that answered my question if I'm out of range. I guess that perfectly answered my question if I am out of range or not. With that fucking pull, that perfectly answered my question. Yeah, no, first I have to kill the range attackers, in that sense. Let me lure them over here. Ah, good, about the metaphysical explanation. Your explanation about metaphysics was exciting. My favorite is moral philosophy and ethics. But as I get older now, I am also interested in metaphysics, actually. I've always felt old, Patrick, so don't feel that. I've felt old ever since I was born, so yeah. I can't do that. It's natural in that sense. Sorry. It's natural in that sense. Pretty much. It's absolutely natural in that sense. It makes you feel like that. But well, the metaphysics explanation was nice. That's always good to hear. That's always good to hear. I don't know how am I supposed exactly to survive that attack, but I honestly don't care. I will just blow up my seeker matons, then I think. I don't have enough mana. More rage. I can't do that. It's like a whole fucking army. More rage. I guess I don't get to pick which ones die first. Not that it would matter. I don't have enough mana. Don't have enough rage. I have to snipe them. Oh, but I also have a limit. More rage. Even my range has a limit, people. Ah, but they are almost dead. Look at that. Good. The damage over time is doing its job. Look at that. And only the boss is alive. Left to be killed. There we go. Okay, but good. Good that the metaphysical explanation over at Discord there works. Let me increase the range. Am I dealing full damage? Yeah. Good. Boss monster dead, and with that we can proceed. I should also point out that I'm doing a 100% completion because I'm doing all of the side quests on fearless difficulty first run. Well, for me it's so natural that I should put that on the string title more often. But still. So the metaphysical explanation was exciting. Your favorite is more of philosophy and ethics, but as I get older I also get interested in metaphysics actually. Yeah, it's what I tell you. And generally in the podcasts that you mentioned to me, Patrick, they talk about the astrophysics and thermodynamics aspect if they bring scientists about metaphysics. But the thing is that my theory pretty much is that we as humans, while the space exploration is always very important, of course, it's quite important, the reality is that given the situations that we have now, that we have in our own planet, pretty much I think a lot of scientists are missing the point regarding that, because while we can do all things simultaneously and care about outer space as we solve these as well, we have people that if we ask them what is reality, define reality for you in your own terms, define reality, well, most people faced with this question would have a hard time explaining it. So that's why metaphysics are important that you asked me over at Discord. Because precisely, is a study aimed at explaining reality, but while astrophysics and thermodynamics do so from the idea of trying to explore outer space, in our case, in the case of philosophical metaphysics, of metaphysical philosophy, sorry, it does so from the perspective of human consciousness, that generally psychology does not go beyond the patterns of behavior, because you could say psychology takes care of consciousness and all of those things. Yes, but psychology takes care of the pattern of behavior of the mind. In the case of metaphysical philosophy, it's how it connects and influences reality. So it's the one science, one branch that takes care of that. So when I tell you about the history of consciousness, of humanity, of realism and relativism, is that's why it's so important. Why I would say it's more important than the astrophysics part of it, because the astrophysics part of it will take care of outer space. Okay, we'll try to explain it from we'll try to explain reality from outer space, but we cannot even explain ourselves. If we cannot explain ourselves, I think it's more terrible than not being able to explain reality in comparison, in that sense. So yeah, I think there should be an order that is not being respected at all. I think there should be an order that all of those scientists don't take into account, sadly. They should take it into account. In that sense, people should be able to define the reality, then the rest. Then the rest. That's the thing. So yeah, it's explaining reality, basically. Where are those things coming from? Evidently not from those. Evidently not from those. I thought they were coming from those cocoons. But no, they are coming from somewhere else. Oh! Yeah, they are coming from these ones, I presume. So I guess I'll have to clear this path first. So yes, basically that. I presume they're coming from here, right? Let's hope the damage over time does its part. I love how I created a perfect system of mana regeneration. As I deal damage to enemies. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing because mana regeneration was a real problem at the beginning of the game. It was a real problem. Come on. I was playing without the term at all. Because I detonated. So yes, basically that. Yeah. Good that and Patrick, never feel what I was telling you over at Discord. Never feel like alone with your thoughts due to the gorillas and everything you tell me. Never feel alone because It's absolutely normal. Why did you start reading philosophy? Well, due to the high school requirements to begin with. My last year of high school at 17, 18 demanded it as one of the subjects. But in university in the first year, it was mandatory, it was a subject. It was a subject, it was an obligation. And the second I could see, I was already preemptively, Patrick, I was already like against. It was like in the height. You need to take into account the context precisely. Um, I started due to it being a subject in university. Honestly, it's not that I was a genius and I had the intention on my own to do so. I had a subject about metaphysics and another one about philosophy in the first year of university, in the first and the second year, I think it was. Like mandatory in Catholic universities, this is taught generally. You generally have metaphysics and philosophy as side subjects, but I had like
more rage. Don't have enough rage.
preemptively, I had a disposition when I discovered the topic. I could have just studied for my 10, that I did get a 10, just for the sake of it, and that's it. Okay, to pass the subject and call it a day. Okay, to just pass the subject. Okay, but no, in my case, I preemptively, in the last year of secondary school and in fourth year as well, not only the last one in fifth year, I was like at the height, the context that I mentioned to you, it was the height of the nefarious Obama administration influence. It was like the worst shit ever. I don't know if you were alive there, but even so, you must have been quite young. Uh, but for me, it was my teenage years. I was already against the existence of rainbow flags, and this is quite shocking. For me, when I was like 13, everything was normal. Up to 13 years, everything was normal. No one would have said that rainbow flag people existed and all of this shit. And by the time I was 16, after the influence of Obama spread around the world, nobody's going to tell me how things happened because I lived them. I'm telling you what I remember feeling and what I lived through. And by the time I was 16, all of my classmates were okay with the existence of my classmates, and my teachers were okay with the existence of rainbow flag people, let's say. When only 5 years before, everyone would have openly said on public street what I would say, which is that they are degenerates. They're trying to touch children and etc. Okay, so imagine that drastic change in such a short span of years gave me a preemptive disposition, let's say, to... that's the first time I drastically saw how easily society could be influenced, and I said no. There has to be a way to develop a shield, and there wasn't a shield. There wasn't a shield because I didn't know about realism until then. I still spoke against them, of course. I still spoke against them, of course, even without realism, because it felt unnatural. It feels unnatural, because it is unnatural, indeed. But the amount of discrimination against people who were still normal, because we could perceive nature, we could still perceive nature, was so big, the discrimination was so big with stupid phrases that I could endlessly tell that you've heard in your lives, and I see as arguments even today. So I searched for weapons. I was already really searching for weapons, and when I discovered realism, I could, on my own, a lot of the things that you hear, you really won't find them anywhere else, like the metaphysical principle of the framework and all the things that I say. You won't find them anywhere else because really they are my thoughts as a way to develop a logical shield against these criminals. Against these criminals. Because I still remember when I was 9, 7, 6 or whatever, when everyone agreed on what nature was, everyone was normal, everything was in balance, everything was perfectly fine. It's not a lie. Nobody cared about degenerates of life. Nobody cared. Nobody gave a shit. Nobody gave a shit. So we could focus on more important things, like eradicating hunger, like controlling the terror that you see now widespread, running rampant, and etc. So we could focus on important things. So that is the thing. That's why I was already looking for an answer. That's the key. When you tell me about your curiosity, I had the same curiosity. I was already looking for an answer, and I didn't give up in looking for an answer until I found it. And in the first year of university, I could get it. I'm trying to ask the question. I hope you don't get a ban for it. What is the relation between being a rainbow flag individual and touching a, as I said, well, easy, because you're relativizing. Don't worry, I will say it in abstract terms. Anyways, I'm just voicing my opinion with utmost respect. I'm not insulting people. The relationship is that when you relativize the only natural course of sexual relationships between a man and a woman, when you relativize that, really there's no set limit, just like with relativism. Imagine I tell you that there's a pink elephant here, right in front of me. Would you say there's a pink elephant right in front of me? No, you wouldn't. Oh, but my perception maybe tells me it's the case. Okay, but does your perception equal objective metaphysical reality, the objective combination of molecules and particles in time and space? No. No, we need to exempt this. Okay, so the same way, when you can call precisely sex any form of physical attraction, let's say, instead of the natural one, the only one that is the objective definition, because it contains the full definition, because it contains the subjective component and the objective component, the reproduction of the species. When you try to distort it, there's no limit. What would be the difference? Let's change touching what you are mentioning with an animal. Okay? What's the difference? There's none. Instead of touching what you are mentioning with an animal, what's the difference? None. Or with I don't know, with any inanimate object. With I don't know, you grab a pipe. Or women grab, I don't know, the gearbox shift of the car. You must be laughing right now, people. But this is real. I once heard in a podcast a woman said, a young girl saying that she used the gearbox shift of her car as sexual toy. This is not a joke, sadly, because it talks about the deprivation of human beings. But the point is, what's the difference between all of these and what you are mentioning to me, Patrick? It's because of that I say the relation. Because when you relativize, there's no limit. There's no relativization has no limit.
Rage.
The second I can say there's a pink elephant in front of me, I can say anything from that point onwards. Because logic is already not... I'm already outside of logic. Of induction and deduction. Of the scholastic method of Thomas Aquina, precisely. This is how World War II started as well, in case anyone is interested. This is how World War II started, with the National Socialist Party. Never forget the name, people. National Socialist Party. Socialist. Okay? And Volksgemeinschaft. Inherited spirit of the Prussian community. Those are the 100% demanded definitions at school that should be implemented. Volksgemeinschaft and a National Socialist Party. So no one thinks that is the Catholic Church the one that started this that disgrace, the same with communism.
Wait.
Because that's outright lying.
To eat me. What? No, silly. You my customer. How do we raid if you in my tummy? Customer. Raid? Oh, this one dumb. I'm gonna get all his money.
I think he wants to trade.
It does seem like it. Quest item. What? Epic ring. Oh, what's that? Oh, what's this? This ring increases its... We discover its attributes after dealing damage. That's amazing. Fire skill, learning skill, no. There's nothing for poison, actually. Okay, it's okay. Good. Let you stay over there. No worries. If we accept the rainbow flag, we are one step closer to PDF. Indeed, PDF file extensions are hard to deal with. Indeed. Unforced Indeed, I agree with both statements. Indeed. But why? Because relativization has no limit. Relativism then has no limit. There's really no difference between that and saying, oh well, I have this beautiful ship right in front of me and the same. It's the same. There's no moral difference really. There's no and well the one about about PDF file extensions. It's terrible. That one is terrible. My president that was there in Hungary precisely the other day said it over at the UNF. He said it publicly at the at the World Economic Forum in one of his most famous discourses. He said it publicly. About the PDF file extensions. Huh? In case you are interested, people, my president said it openly. He was criticized, but he said it openly. He said it openly.
Want us to enjoy the view from above.
The harder they try to keep me away, the more determined I'll become. Don't have.
So yeah, my president said it openly.
All manner needed.
So imagine that I will not also cower away from it. In that sense. My president said it open. In the first, I think it was the first year in the World Economic Forum. It was. He said it. And here they went crazy. Everywhere they went crazy pretty much. But he's very right. He's quite right. He's quite right. And not only that, it also leads to the destruction of the West in the end. Because it's a plan made by China. This is what people don't see. It's a plan made by China to replace the population, because the country, people need to understand this, the country that consumes the most is the one that controls the world in a way economically, because it's the one that will demand the most. You have to produce a lot and consume a lot to be like the center, the economic center of the world. And for that, you need basically population. And you cannot have population if men and women are hating each other, and rainbow flags encourage and all that. Everything, all of the guiding principles of everything that we've accepted in the last decades with the rainbow flags, with the illegal migration in Europe and the US, and etc., etc., everything leads to one common element: white European descended men and women not reproducing. I don't know what's so difficult to understand about that. Rainbow flags don't reproduce, they cannot have children. Can everyone at least accept this, watching this over at YouTube or as a Twitch bot? Can everyone at least accept this, that they cannot reproduce? Can we accept that normal fact? I think it's evident enough for everyone to tell in that sense. Okay, they can reproduce. The migrants, when they reproduce, do they adapt to the culture of the European descendant, etc., what is being encouraged? A portion, yes. Another portion, no. So, it is estimated that by 2050, Europe will have a majority of non-Europeans as population. Do you think that's normal? Do you think that's normal? No, it's not. It's not. It's a genocide. A genocide through replacement. That's the thing. Relationships will not follow logic anymore, basically. Exactly. They don't follow logic. When you cease to follow logic, then only disaster can end up as a result. Pretty much. What do you think about the Ukraine and Russia war? I'm very late, I know. No, there I of course do agree. I've always been more advocated to like Middle East problems and China, because they are the main enemies of the West in that sense. But in the case of Russia and Ukraine, no, of course I support Ukraine in that sense. What I do not support is that once the war is over, I think Zelensky wanted to like implement rainbow flags everywhere and etc. No, that's no. I support Ukraine surviving the illegal invasion of Russia that the Soviet Union always wanted to take Eastern Europe. It has always been a threat since time immemorial. It's another rival of the United States and etc. What I do not support is that immediately, first minute after the war ends with Ukraine surviving, is it being filled with rainbow flags and turning into New York #2 like Obama, like with Obama. That is what I see Zelensky supported a bit. So all props, I support him and his defense until it's over. The second is over, why do you support because hang on,
I need to get to the top of the mountain. Tell me, is there a way around the wall of ice?
No, but if my Splinter brothers agree, I can open up the way for you.
Splinter brothers?
I think he means the other stoneheads around here.
Yes, if they find you worthy, you can pass. Be smart or be strong. These are the only rules.
why do you support Ukraine? As you may know, we are a puppet country for Russia. In our news, we don't hear any pro-Ukrainian opinion. Okay. No, I didn't know that Hungary was so much a puppet of pro-Russia. I support it, Patrick, because basically I bet Pillow would be much more emphatically furious about all of these things uh, because of how Poland was attacked during World War II and all of the story. But I can tell you, that I support it because the Soviets, Russia, or well, not Russia. This is a mistake. Putin's regime, not all of the Russian population. Putin's regime wants to go back to the original territorial extension of the Soviet Union after World War II and after the Cold War. That, remember, I told you that we remain neutral. Well, in the Cold War against the US, the Soviet Union was disbanded and turned into what is now Russia. And Putin's regime wants to go back to the original boundaries of the Soviet Union. And that implies all the way up to Austria. It would be all the way up to Austria. And that would imply an attack on Western culture, pretty much. It's an attack on Western culture. In that sense, I do believe Middle East is a much more prominent threat with China due to economic reasons. I think China is much more dangerous than Russia right now, without a doubt, if I had to say. But still, it is an attack. Now, it's what you told me some months ago. The fact that I do not support Russia being, Europe being invaded by Russia, of course, I will not support that. I also will not support Ukraine turning into rainbow flag paradise like the wokes were trying to do during the war. It is true that it has a component of that. So no. One thing should not impede the other, should not mutually exclude the other. One can support sovereignty of Eastern Europe as a wall to prevent a penetration into Central and Western Europe, militarily, tactically, and etc., in defense of Western culture, in that sense. But at the same time, say that the second the war is over and everything, Zelensky, with the things he has said about rainbow flags, cannot remain in power because he's another puppet of the Democrat Party in that sense. So you support Ukraine being in the European Union? Yes. Why shouldn't it be in the European Union? The thing is that the European Union is taken by China. The leadership, Ursula von der Leyen and Guterres, both of them, those are the ones that need to be removed. In that sense, those are the ones that need to be removed. And all of the woke propaganda and influence and etc., they need to be judged for a genocide, just like Obama and etc. Genocide by omission, but because of all of the people that didn't reproduce in the last decade. In that sense, yes, they hang on, Yes, I want to, if it were for me, I would suggest cleansing the European leadership from the inside through justice. Ursula von der Leyen should go to jail. And Antonio Guterres the same. And Merkel and all of the ones that accompanied Obama in this destruction of the West. But that does not mean that I would let the remnants of the Soviet Union walk free on European soil. Because after Ukraine, then it's all of the Balkans. if you let them advance. No, there's a reason why the US has bases in Romania, as this trick says. I do believe in a united West right now due to facts under the banner of the US. This does not mean putting the US banner in all of our countries. Following behind, giving support, not what is happening now that all of the warships are like stationed in a defensive position, all of the European ones. A coalition, accepting the fact that NATO has to help the US when the leader commands like the start of a campaign in that sense, according to the Hungarian narrative. Okay, yeah, but the thing is there that in your cases of the European countries, you are like either your prime minister district is pro-Russia, or you get the wokes. The other option is the wokes. No, it can't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. According to the Hungarian narrative, admitting a country at war could directly involve the EU in the conflict. What do you mean? Admitting a country at war could directly involve the EU, the whole European... Yes, because it would trigger Article 5. Yes, an attack on one is an attack on all. Yes, and the United States is part of NATO. And the island, there was an island that Persia attacked recently. It should have already triggered. Yes, it should have already triggered, and they should have already sent the warships to.
Stop! I guard this path, and I won't let you.
Yes, we know. You have a question. How original.
Tell me then, what is it? It goes up and up, but it never grows.
Fever.
Fever.
You make me sad, and you thought you...
Ah, okay, we have to reply those. Magical salt beans. Well, better. Like this I get more experience. I don't know. No, Patrick, precisely. The thing is that what I saw in Europe right now is that it's either pro-Russian governments, like it happens with your dictatorship and etc. But on the other side, the problem is that you got wokes when you should be getting libertarians, like Malay. You should be getting the style of the US, more like that. Not only the US, it's more of an Austrian school of economics. In both cases, this is the key. In both cases, both the pro-Russian dictator and the wokes, in both cases, you are in trouble because both of them want to keep spending more. They want to keep spending more, and that will always make the European economies fragile. I know this is extremely complex what I'm telling, and most people won't even understand what I mean by it. But that is the point. In both cases, the wokes with social assistance and the pro-Russian dictators will always want to make the state bigger when the state needs to be smaller for the economies to improve and all of your lifestyles to have quality of life improvements. So that is it's a trap that my country has been in for 80 years. So I can identify it like this. That's why I always tell you, see which of them, and it's probably both, want to spend more than what the taxpayers can give them. Look at Denmark. In Denmark, they have the social welfare state and everything, but they do not overspend. For example, The same is happening in my country. That is the key. And while I agree that that Ukraine was
Gave us voice.
while I agree that Ukraine was completely illegally invaded, that it should have been a NATO territory, everyone behind the US to support the defense of the West, that does not mean that I would then accept the second the war is over, rainbow flags all over Kyiv with Zelensky. No, the second the war is over, the influence of, first of all, the influence of China on the European Union has to be eliminated. It's the key. Until that doesn't happen, it will keep going and keep going and keep going. And we'll get all of these false dichotomies because it's a controlled dissidence. It's a controlled dissidence. What are the options that you are given, Patriot? Think. Either the wokes or the dictator. Both cases increase the size of the state. That is the trap. In both cases, the European Union gets more taxes from your money to give to China. That is the key. That is the key. None of them promises to reduce the state, the size of the state. Okay? That is the key that nobody will tell you, because the idea is to... It's like this. When you give a person two options, you give them the illusion of choice. Okay? You give them the illusion of choice. So like that, you eliminate the possibility of getting blamed. But if both options increase the expenditure of the state, you are controlling the final result, and better, without the blame. Okay? So that's why I tell you that, of course, I want the Russian invasion of Ukraine to stop, but immediately after that is over, no. The second I see, first of all, Zelensky has to go after it's over, and second, the rainbow flags over Kyiv like they wanted in 2020. I remember when the invasion started, 2021, 22. When it started, no, of course not. We have to not fall for the trap of controlled dissidence. That's a trap of controlled dissidence, if you ask me. Why? Because it gives the illusion of choice. I give you two choices, right? Either Ukraine going back to being part of the Soviet Union,
But we saw nothing, right?
to not have the rainbow flags over Kyiv, or having those but not have the Soviet Union attacking Eastern Europe. In that sense, it's a tactic of controlled dissidence, giving two options to the subject. Okay, giving two options to the subject, in which I end up controlling the final result. Which is the final result that I end up controlling? The expenditure of the state. For what? For the European Union leadership. In order to do what? To keep giving money to China in exchange for, I bet that Ursula von der Leyen and Antonio Guterres both get, and many other people get, a huge amount of money from China and Persia and all of the BRICS, all of the Eastern Bloc, and Russia, etc. Okay? That's why I say that the main threat is China. More or less, I think I gave you a comprehensive view on it. Don't fall for the trap of the duality of a controlled dissidence, if you ask me. Neither Russia is here to liberate Ukraine from rainbow flags, in that sense, and the European Union is not there to like prevent the Soviet attack, if you ask me. I think it's a controlled dissidence, because in both cases the subject ends up with a bigger state than what it should have originally had. With a bigger state, I mean, imagine both scenarios. I mean overspending. It means more taxes. From you, from the European population, to the European Union leadership. Either through war or social assistance. Social assistance if Ukraine prevails and the wokes take control of it with Zelensky. That's why I say that I support the territory not being taken by the Soviet Union, but immediately after it ends, not a single rainbow flag over Kyiv, and Zelensky out. In that sense, is what I tell you about a controlled dissidence. In both cases, let's imagine both scenarios. Let's run a hypothetical scenario, people. Let's imagine the first scenario, as I'm telling you, that Ukraine prevails, the European Union is consolidated, emerges victorious from it, eastern flank is secured, all good, I agree with this.
What are you doing here?
Indeed, and all of that. But then Zelensky remains, rainbow flags reign over Kyiv, and there's no change in leadership or anything. What happens in that case? Just like what happened with Obama, social assistance will be completely widespread as an excuse of the war, and etc. And for so many years, we cannot even fathom, it will be the reign of social assistance. So, the European Union taxes for all of the rest of the countries, for all of our countries, then will increase. Okay? Opposite scenario. So at the end of the day, the taxes increase all over the place, just like they did in the Netherlands, in all of the countries that adopted rainbow flags. Social assistance all over the place, everyone declared with autism and false mental illnesses and etc. and etc. 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 Exaggerated reports and etc. Okay. Contrary situation. Hopefully it never happens. Russia takes all of Ukraine. Russia takes all of Ukraine.
I can't do that.
Evidently, military expenditure will have to increase to try to push back, because after Ukraine, then is the rest of the countries of Europe. So you see that in both cases, the only common element
And what are you
is
going to do without arms?
that the taxes increase for all of you. Why? Because not a single...
So you're running away. I see.
Hang on. Because none of both controlled dissidence options reduce the size of the state. None of them reduce the total amount of taxes that the taxpayers are going to give to the state. And that implies more power for China. Why? Because of the European Union being controlled by China. In that sense. Because of Ursula von der Leyen and Antonio Guterres being paid by China. Illegally, of course. I think they are being paid illegally, of course. Them and a lot of other people. I was terrified and fascinated about the manipulation we were given since our dictator bought the major press. Russia invaded Hungary in 1848. Russian soldiers sexually assaulted our women, killed thousands, burnt our history books, and they rewrote it in 1956. The same happened, but no longer under Soviet Union control. And now with Hungarian gulags. After these two events, there's still like 40%, who are mostly old people, support Russia, our dictator, and they praise him for being kind to Russia. Well, that is the thing. That is the thing, Patrick. But do not let all of that. I agree with you that all of those are terrible, and my country was in the same situation. They were also praising Russia and Middle East and etc. And China.
I can't do that.
But My country was in the same situation for 80 years, even at the end of the world, so I can only imagine what it is being so close. Same situation, huh? Same situation. All of the presidents were like complacent with the Soviet Union and etc., and we still have Trotskyists going around. But do not let that fall into the trap of control dissidents, please. Do not let that make you support the rainbow flags, okay? Because it's the trap that most people fall into. It's a control dissidence. Either you have to cope with all of that, that is absolute shit, because it increases the taxes as well, because all to the state and all to Russia. But the other option is the same for social assistance. So it's a control dissidence, okay? The solution is to fight for a system in which the state is reduced, no matter the exterior. This is very abstract to understand. I know it's very hard, but it's like this, people. I know that you will understand the Patrick and maybe other anyone else watching this as a YouTuber. The key is fighting for a government that spends less money on making itself bigger in that sense. Okay, that is more efficient with the management of money. Look at Denmark as an example. Look at my libertarian government here in Argentina as an example, that the economy is growing now at 5% per year. It's expanding. Look at that. Don't fall for the trap that in the desperation of removing the dictator, to stop coping with all of that, then you let the rainbow flags keep increasing the state expenditure. The answer economically is libertarianism, like my government did. Because it's my government? No, because it worked in Denmark. Because it worked in Nordic countries as well. Because it worked in a lot of states of the United States. Not, of course, New York. Because it can objectively show a positive economic impact. Okay? Because it needs to reduce the size of the state. The size of the state. The total amount of money that the state spends monthly needs to be the same or lower, if possible, if there isn't a catastrophe, than the total amount of money that the taxpayers can give to the state every month. That is the key. That is the key. The dictator, the pro-Russian dictator, will spend it on giving it to Russia. And the wokes will spend it on giving it to the European Union and then to China. So both of them are a controlled dissidence, giving you the illusion of choice. Okay? I know this is very unusual to wrap our heads around, but it's like that. No, of course I do not support the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Of course not. It's invading European soil. It's trying to reconstruct what the Soviet Union was. But at the same time, I don't fall into the trap of the controlled dissidence of the wokes, that it's either the dictators or us. No, it's not either the dictators or us. There are more options, and the option is a libertarian approach to economics. Why? Because it reduces the total size of the state without overspending either on social assistance or on giving it to Russia, because social assistance at the end of the day is to Ursula von der Leyen and Guterres, and that is to China. In both cases, you are paying taxes to support external powers, either Russia or either China. You see, that's the false dichotomy of control dissidence. I give you two options: either support the pro-Russian dictator or support the wokes and accept the rainbow flags. No, it's a false dichotomy. As to do what? To give you the illusion of choice. Because then you cannot blame me. Because I gave you the illusion of choice. You chose it. You chose the wokes. You didn't like the pro-Russian dictator. Ah, well, then you cannot blame me. They were the options that I served you. Ah, okay, then why is it that you served me those two options? This is the question that no one ever asks themselves. Why is it that my only two options are rainbow flags or pro-Russian dictator? Why don't I have a better option as part of the menu? That's the key. Always ask yourselves, why is it that you don't have a better option on the menu? Because it's controlled. Because it's called controlled dissidence. Why should I be forced to accept unnatural things and rainbow flags and etc. and the relativization of natural sex between man and a woman just to get rid of a Russian dictator? That I want to do. I want to do that. But why is it that I have to accept that as the only other option? Because it's a controlled dissidence. That's the key. Thank you for the great conversation. I will go to sleep now. Alright, the controlled dissidence answer, Patrick, was way too accurate, I think. I think it was way too accurate. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, Patrick. Have a great night. Sorry that I started a bit late, but well, yeah, I'll try to start a bit more on time next time. In that sense,
Wind.
in that sense, well, thank you always for your company, Patrick. Always from the bottom of my heart. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and see you in the next time. But I satisfactorily replied that one about what you tell me about your Hungarian dictator and everything. Pretty much. Hopefully. It was way too accurate, that one. That one was way too accurate, people. Okay. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, Patrick. Okay. It was way too accurate. But it's like that, people, when we are faced with a false dichotomy, we should always ask ourselves then, why is it that those are the only two options? Because it happened to me. It happened to my country 80 years ago. It's like that. They present you two options. Oh, here.
Not possible.
Full communism. And on the other one,
But I have a clever question first. Listen,
Do we have to do this? Really?
what has roots that you can't see?
A mushroom in the forest.
You are no clever. Good.
I'm failing all of the riddles, people. They are quite well done because you can't imagine them. They are all very abstract. So that's the false dichotomy. When you are in my country, happen like when you are offered communism on one hand and a socially liberal version of communism, what's really the option you are given? None. It's called a false dichotomy. It's used to control people because then you cannot blame, because those were the options that you had.
The guardian of the
Pretty much.
mountain, the god splinter that speaks.
Okay.
Yes,
It was
yes,
way
just
too accurate,
ask the
Patrick.
question already.
Tell me, what sort of stones do you find in a river?
Wet stones.
Are you making fun of me? Now,
Damn it, these stupid riddles are. I'm sick of them.
there are wet stones in a river.
I'm writing to you from my vacation, says Pillow. Pillow, how are you doing? You have 2 questions to me. Then I wail. Oh, okay, 2 questions for you, Pillow. That one is good. Enjoy your vacations first. Second, how's it going? The first question would be. Ah, nice. 2 questions for you, Pillow. I'm great, thanks. Good. Okay, so 2 questions.
More rage.
I have one. that I've always had about you. How did you discover my stream? How did you discover my stream the first time when you when I was playing Spellforce 1? Below. How did you discover it? Through the tags? I already answered this. No, I never asked it to you. How did you discover it? Through the categories? Browsing the game? If you did, I honestly don't know. I randomly rolled it. Okay. Just luck. Okay. But the category of Spellforce, you knew about Spellforce as a game that you were interested in. Because, for example, Chaotic Chemistry just was looking for the tag of philosophy that I have. No, okay, so the game had nothing to do, okay. It was randomly. Could have been any other game, you just rolled one and saw Spellforce. Okay. Then the second one, okay, correct, okay. Then the second one,
It's a rock and a hard place.
what drew your attention to keep watching the stream? What drew your attention? Without...
I can't do that.
without leaving, in that sense. What drew your attention? What kept your attention? The very first times. Like the very first time we chatted during Spellforce. What was it? Stream feedback. Sorry, if I only have 2 questions, I would do them as a stream feedback. What would you say was the main core element that drew your attention? You can be decently annoying because of your black and white worldview, okay. And you are a masochist, so it makes sense. But overall, you are not a bad person. Oh, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Good. Well, I can appreciate it. I knew that you would reply in honesty to me. I also think the same of you, that you are not a bad person regarding in spite of the disagreements. Good. So you detected that I had common sense. Okay. Or at least that my intention isn't corrupt like that. Okay. I think I made the 2 correct questions below. Feel free to enjoy your holidays. Thank you for giving me those 2. And if you ever want me to play any of those crazy games, well, you have to do it like Crowbar. I'm sorry, in that sense you have to at least sub once for the games of your picking, like Crowbar did, and then I will play them. We can play Baldur's Gate doing like a crazy... Otherwise, I will just play Total War, for example. As a great example, I wanted to play Total War. Like, okay, one more question. You want me to do a third? Would you play Fear and Hunger?
No, I'm angry. Just because you are the magical embodiment of a
I don't know that
colossal
game.
landform,
Let me
it doesn't
check.
give you the right to
Let me
play
check it a
silly
bit.
games with anyone.
Like on my own offline.
We will leave now. Thank you.
I can reply to you both. Yeah, sure. Let me check. Fear and Hunger. Let me check it. On stream. On stream, it needs to... Hang on, huh? One more question to me. Hang on. I need to check the game. Otherwise I cannot tell you if I would pick it as It's a horror dungeon crawler RPG released in 2018. Let me check it. Fear and Hunger. Hang on, huh? Let me check it a bit. Otherwise I can reply, yeah? Fear and Hunger. Of course, if anyone, I tell you below, my policy is that if anyone wants a review of a game and they sub like Crowbar did for Zombicide that we're going to do this year, yes, of course I play the games and I review them on my own let me tell you, because I think it's more directed to that what you are asking to me. For that I need to see gameplay. That if I would like the game on my own. Hang on, so you have, so I give you both cases. Let me check it. Ah, no. This is turn-based. This is turn-based and no. On my own I wouldn't. It would need to be a sub for review on stream. No, on my own I would never play. There are very few turn-based games that I can play, namely only Pokemon and a few others. Would you play? No, I wouldn't on my own on stream if people sub for the review, like Crowbar did for Zombicide. That I still need to do it on stream. One more question, but you would play it for a sub? Correct. Yes, for a sub. I for once for a sub, yes. For a sub, yes. I do reviews. If people sub, yes, I do the review of the game of their choosing. Otherwise, I keep choosing them, like the ones that I like. If people sub, yeah, I have no problem doing it. Always under the one condition that I always name, that people then won't hate me if I cheat on the game. I'll show it. I shall do it. Well, we can do Zombicide on Tuesdays for Crowbar, and that one for you. But you need to reach an ending and play it. It's of course from beginning to end. Of course, from beginning to end, I have no problem. From beginning to end. Oh, you can shit on him. Yeah. Well, I'm going to. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I ask of people. Do not get offended. Do not get offended if you sub to ask me to review a game that you like instead of the one that I choose. But if I review it, respect my observations of it. It's the only thing I ask, because then otherwise we are going into psychopathy. That's the only thing. Full, let's play. One run. Yes, one run. I don't know. One full review. I will do it a full review. Have you seen my Pillow? Have you ever watched any of my final reviews of games? I will review the game. I will do one walkthrough until the end and review it. I review them. I review games. A lot of, well, not a lot. 2 game developers were some of my first viewers. Okay, good. But remember, please don't be offended. It's the only thing I ask. Never be offended if I shit on the game, if I criticize the game. It's the only thing. Anyway, one more question for me. Okay, I get one more question for you. Those two were quite easy because I had them thought beforehand. The last one would be. I have one that is that I have always had. Do you appreciate my company, Pillow? As a streamer, as friend, as person in general. Even if I have, like, when you start with Gunner and all of those. All of that modern vocabulary and etc. that I think there's a bit of a generational gap as well there. But even with all of those, do you enjoy my company as friend? I already answered this as well. Well, elaborate on it, expand on it. Why yes, why not? I hate the fact that you will never change your mind about anything, no matter what. Well, but that does not reply about the company. You could think that and still enjoy the company. You could think all of that and still have a laugh with me. Some of your views are a bit crippling. I do not deny that for or a modern post-Obama's influence worldview, I do not deny that it's like that they can be defined like that. Yes. Yes, but do you enjoy my company? Do you enjoy my company as friend? But other than that, and you can be a Borgois in the worst way. It's not in the worst way because I'm not classist. I'm not classist. You cannot say that I'm classist. But other than that, it's pretty cool. Okay, okay. Thank you for the good reply. Good. You have to say it more often, Philip, because then people don't see your more balanced part of yourself in that sense. So, you have one more. Oh, now you are getting. Oh well, now you are getting interested in my way of asking questions. I do have one more. The pizza isn't here yet. Okay. By the way, we have the best pizzas here. That's something that no one else can compete. Then I will show you. Well, you can Google any of our legendary. Which is your favorite game of all time? Because that will also tell me something interesting as well, which would be the implicit question, which is your age, because I think your age determine you replied it. You said between 30 and 20 and 23, I think, but I think that explains a lot of things of our different worldviews. I am. Come on, you ask this, no readers. Ask something new. Your favorite game? I don't know which one it is. If it is, just remind me. Which one? Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is your favorite game. Well, I have more questions you should like. I have several.
I can't do that.
Would you...
I can't do that.
You are trespassing.
RimWorld. Okay, see, I think that one I didn't ask it because I was convinced it was Baldur's Gate 3. Okay, your favorite game is RimWorld. You are definitely young, Philo. You are definitely younger than me. Now I have no doubt about it. You said between 30 and 23. I will lean more towards 23, 24. Maybe 24, 25, more like that. That explains the cultural difference, you know, of things. I have one. Would you estimate? Pizza here, bye Philo, bye. I had one more. Well, then we can go on. The next one was, would you estimate that your parents would agree more with me or with you regarding the topics we discussed? Well, no problem. Go enjoy your pizza, enjoy your holidays. Enjoy your pizza and enjoy your holidays. Enjoy. Bye, Philo, bye. Have a great vacation. That one was good. I had many more. That one was good. Okay, so fear and hunger, you say. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see what we can do. I will shit on the turn-based all the time. I will. Dang it, this golem is quite powerful. But it's not regenerating the health. It's not regenerating health. Yeah. Dang it. It has a nasty one-hit kill. What the? Ah, okay.
I can't do
Ah,
that.
it's because of the position I was in. Oh! He's regenerating health, Pillow. Pillow. People, in general, not only Pillow. Pillow had to
I
go.
can't do that.
See, I get like stuck whenever I talk a lot of time with someone. I need like help.
I can't do that. Don't have enough rage. Don't have enough more rage. Need healing.
I think it has like reflection. It has like a reflective damage on me. Because I took the most damage when I... There we go. Ah, my Sikermatons weren't... Because I died. They weren't deployed. What? The shadow?
I can't do that. Don't have enough.
The second crystal golem. Let us stay at max range.
Don't have enough rage.
So damage is as high as possible. I love how I recover a lot of mana. I see more objectives coming.
I don't have enough.
Let us
mana.
detonate them. Oh, he deployed 2 more.
I can't do that. More rage. I need healing.
Dang it.
More rage.
The camera is not zoomed out enough as to keep targeting them from afar.
More rage. More rage. Don't have enough rage. Not possible. Don't have enough rage. I need healing. Possible. More mana needed. More rage.
Oh, now is the time. I think this is the chapter boss, people. I don't know why. It seems just way too brutal for anything else. For being, in order to be anything else.
Don't have enough rage.
Dang it. Hang on a sec. Could be that there's a... Defeat the Guardians of Perun. Close the gate. Yeah, I think it's... Oh well. It's the Guardian, so it's not gonna end here. May I move?
Don't have enough
Yeah, these are the Guardians of Perun.
more rage. More rage. More rage.
Oh, come on, I'm doing full damage. Dang it, I ran out of mana. With the Sikermatons.
Don't have enough rage.
Not enough rage or mana.
Don't have enough rage. More rage. I can't do that. More rage. More rage.
I see a handsome man in your future.
I can't do that. More rage.
At least I know that the boss is the one that is dying, not the summons because of the bar up top.
Rage.
It's that one. That one? Ah, it's that one. Is it me or is summoning more? That one. Is it the one he killed? Oh, I think they are like elemental guardians.
I can't do that.
They're like elemental guardians.
I can't do that.
Dang it.
More rage.
This one is getting harder.
Past is a
Shit.
muddy lake, little man.
This is brutal. I have no room to maneuver. Is it me or the summons accumulate? I need a better angle. Shit. Let me move. Cannot move. I cannot move. It's so difficult to traverse through that
I
terrain.
can't do that. Not possible.
I need to kill all shit. I should not have done that.
I can't do that.
Let me put them.
Not possible.
They have such a good range.
More rage.
Katarina, come on, engage in combat. Why are you right beside me? Alright, there are no more summons to deal with. Oh, damn it. Oh. Yeah, I can see that. Okay.
Deathless is long, but his power is.
So much fire. Dang it. I'll need to use all of my abilities to get through these people, huh? Very well done. Here you can see one of the examples that I always mention about influence of the level design on the gameplay mechanics, people, as you can see.
Not possible. I can't do that.
Yeah, that fire is definitely terrible. I have no room to maneuver. See, this is the perfect example that I always mention about influence of the level design on the gameplay mechanics. See, like having no room to maneuver, the difficulty is derived from the level design rather than
I
the
can't do that. I need healing.
rather than the shit. It's derived from the level design rather than the raw amount of damage that the mobs deal to you.
I can't do that.
It's the fact that I cannot maneuver over the terrain at all.
More rage.
Can I kill them from here? Oh, you are so dead. You are so dead. I can kill them from here. This is a terrible mistake that I do. Well, terrible. Because I can now just do this. I know the attacks can follow you here. I know they can get out. Oh, that's I didn't expect that. Shit.
Don't have enough rage. Not possible. More rage.
Oh. Kill.
I need healing.
As long as I kill, I will regain health.
Rage.
There we go.
Do that.
What the? It's a one-hit kill, this one, huh? It's dealing a lot of damage.
More rage.
can do this. This is weird.
I can't do that.
It will be faster if I just detonate the seeker method. That's a lot of damage. Look at that. What? Where did that attack? Where did it come from?
I can't do that. More rage.
Damn it, Katarina is dying in one blow.
More rage.
I think I was not meant to like.
Not possible. More rage.
Survive any of that. Come on, respawn. Respawn. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Not possible. I don't have enough mana. More rage.
Go.
Don't have enough.
Burn and poison. Burn and be poisoned. Dang it, yes, she's dying in one blow. That's a horror.
More rage. I need healing.
Dang it. One, two, three.
More rage. I can't do that. Don't have.
Here we go. What? It respawned me there, I don't know what. Must have touched that.
More rage. Don't have enough. Not possible. I can't do that.
Let me move. Let me move there.
More mana, Lord.
Detonate. Take that.
Van Helsing, so the winds have brought you.
Legendary detonate
How
for
do you
that
know
one.
my name?
The last one.
Don't
Legendary.
be humble. It doesn't suit you.
Perrin knows your name, and so do we. You came here to set Perrin free and use his power for yourself. We cannot allow that, because that would unleash a terrible power. But we know about your goal, and we want to help. We could tap the power of the shackled storm for you. Foolishness.
I'll remember this
Need the full wrath
this character.
against the four stones. You can't let these gibbering wardens distract you from your goal.
Hey, you are not supposed to be here. Protection charms, forbidden plateau, remember?
You have destroyed those charms, and anyone can enter now. Even creatures like this. Was this a thinly disguised threat, little warden? That's very ill-advised.
Indeed it is. You want to fight? You'll get it.
Oh no, I meant to choose the other one. Shit. Shit, I meant to choose the other one. I thought it was for the ghost. Dang. See? That's wrong, people. I thought it was to... My god. I thought it was to against the ghost. I wanted to support the guardians. My god. My god, see, that's the only criticism I've done of this game. I remember last year that it doesn't specify your choice, the faction that you are supporting with your choices. It doesn't specify it. Like it should say between parentheses, support the guardians or support the ghost. Like it doesn't say I want you to support the guardians. See that it doesn't. That's the part that I complained about last year. That it doesn't like tell you which side you support. Like I wanted to confront the guardian to send him away. That's the thing. It's actually the only defect that I see about the game so far. The rest is absolutely impeccable. I need to change this build. I really don't like it.
I can't do
I really don't like it. Except my basic attack, that yes.
Backpack is full.
Dang it. The curse of all isometric action RPGs, people. The backpack. There, where is it? Yeah. No! I wanted to loot the hat. Thank you.
Enough space.
Thank you. There we go. Got a legendary hat there. Let it be noted that I actually wanted to support the Guardians, but yeah, pretty much. Okay, yeah, we got a legendary hat at least. See, they should have specified much more.
Not possible.
I have to release this one and this one. There we go. We released a bit of rage there. The double economic resource management is one of the great triumphs of this game, though. That is for sure. That is for sure. The fact that you first have to deal with your mana regeneration, and then as you kill enemies, your rage bar fills, is absolutely brilliant. It's a nice twist that they did for the game. That definitely adds a bit of fresh air into the monotony of the isometric action RPG genre. Because if we think about it, people, Diablo 3 made it quite stagnant.
Hold it right there, stranger. You can't pass. This is sacred land.
The visual presentation is
Actually,
amazing.
I have quite a lot to do here. I came to deal with the curse that the Spirit Walkers brought down upon a village. I want you to break the curse.
I know that village well. A hive of murderers and brigands who stole from our ancestors. The curse stays until we get our stolen relic back.
Don't worry. I'll hunt down your relic for you.
Okay, we have to hand down a relic. Maybe we have it in our inventory.
Did you find
Not yet.
We can't break the curse.
Don't worry.
Interesting. So we have that and the teleporter, pretty much.
I can't do that.
Close the gate. Alright, so I have to close the gate first. Well, first. It's the last thing I need to do in this area. I think we've explored it all. I think I killed everything. That's the important thing.
Not possible.
That's always the important thing, people, that you kill everything on the map. So you get the experience and the gameplay mechanics. You get to enjoy the gameplay mechanics as well. I think there's a spot that I haven't explored there, over at the center. Yeah, here, enemies. Good.
I can't do that.
There we go, at max range. I will get to this. I think it's this zone that I haven't explored. I know, it's just a passage that connects the map. It's okay. The visual effects are amazing. I love the storm now that it has there. I wanted to support the Guardians to bring a bit more balance, I guess, but well,
I can't do that.
it's quite beautiful. The engine of Neocore games that they implemented for this, the same as which one was it? King Arthur, the role-playing game, which is like a clone of Total War. It's absolutely amazing. No, I didn't mean that one. I meant this one. Hang on, just fighting the wolves there. Didn't let me. Ah, okay, no, it's just a river. Ah, okay. Okay, then
Impossible.
we've explored the whole map. Where could that relic be? Jade bring a figurine, fifth element. Griffon egg, machine part. Ah, it has to be one of these. Question is which? They're all not very expensive. They're all quite cheap. There has to be quest item inventory here. Yeah. Let's buy them all. I presume that if I buy them all, we should. Oh, more werewolves. Recall that. I love how it embraces all of the folklore of the Balkans, of Eastern Europe, in that sense. The game is amazing. The gameplay mechanics have proper abstract complexity as well. They have proper abstract complexity as well. The two-pronged resource management is amazing. The fact that the corridors are narrow and you don't have a lot of room to maneuver is also quite good. It's also quite good. It forces strategic thinking. The riddles are good.
Did you find?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We can't break the curse on that.
Don't worry. I can't do that.
You have to hand down a relic. I'm beginning to lose my patience with them. I have to continue my review of the game, people. If I were playing off-stream, another story would be.
I can't do that.
But it's not the case. Epic consumable, fifth element. This is an essence. Ring of guidance. Mana per enemy killed, mana regeneration, H2 per kill. No, we are okay. Let me move these to Katarina's inventory. Malignant Wraithmark. Only 70 damage per second. Good. Magic pistol. You know, my intimidatory hat is like the best. The cloak, I have a pretty good one. 466 defense. Yarp siege rifle, essence capacity. Yeah, but this one has essence capacity. Spell Chanter boots. Ah, it's the same that I have, but better quality. Has more defense and essence. Yeah. I mean, the cloak I don't think will ever be able to replace it at this rate. This one good, more defense and more elemental resistance. This one has plus 74 extra item defense. Okay, no, the one I have equipped is okay. Yeah. Resistance is 92 instead of 87. Essence capacity. No, but it has a lot of extra buffs there. On hit, thunder, poison damage bonus, weapon damage bonus. Okay. 80 per second. It's good that it does a calculation of how much damage per second it does. Yeah, it's quite good. 81. I am at 90 with that rifle. Physical resistance, HP regeneration, 6% extra attack speed. Yeah, but I depend on the rings for mana regeneration. Maybe not this one, but this. This one, yes, 100%. A certain magical ring to 12 mana per enemy kill. And this one 12 HP per hit. Per hit, not per kill. Plus natural mana regeneration. Let me check. Regalite ring, yeah. And the relic, the amulet, sorry. 35 to our resistances, fire damage bonus. Ah no, the pendant I have to change it, huh? It's a shitty one that I'm using. Careful. Is this a pendant? Well, the amulet. Fire skills, lightning skills, but none of them enhance. I love how none of them enhance poison damage, which is the one that I'm using. I love that none of them enhance poison damage. It's absolutely incredible. Let me see. Physical resistance is regeneration. Minion damage. Get on fear. I feel tempted to try it. Well, no, but it's a ring. This one, no. I need an amulet. Let's see this one. I haven't identified. I have a legendary and an identified legendary amulet there. Fire damage bonus. This is just incredible. 1 mana, extreme damage against bunnies. What's the point of that shit? Damn, they both suck. Now I see why. I have a problem with pendants. On hit, 10% chance to stand for 1 second, 28% extra critical damage. And what's my crit chance? It should be high. Details, secondary attributes, what's my crit chance? 18. I know, critical damage bonus. Well, 7% increased weapon damage of all skills in general. Mana and plus 54 to all resistances. And plus 3% critical chance, so it would be 21. If I'm not mistaken. It didn't change. What? It should have changed. I know, because this one also has 3% crit chance. Okay. So it maintains that. Okay, it maintains that. So it maintains the crit chance. So if I remove it, it should drop directly to 15, which is very low. Yep, 15. Okay, so it's that one, but it enhances the critical damage a lot. And on hit, there's a 10% chance of stunning for 1 sec, which With my AoE, it could do an AoE stun. Hmm. If it respects the AoE and it can do AoE stuns, then it's quite good. Otherwise, it's average. If it's only the target I hit with the shot.
I can't do that.
Well, people, you know what? As much as I would like to help these giants, unless the relic is that blue point over there, unless it's that blue point over there, I have lost my patience, sadly. Not my patience. If I were playing this on my own, I would definitely try.
I can't do that.
I know that's to open the gate for the main quest now. Sorry, I'm sorry. Let me see. Do we get the 10% stun? Come on. I think it's stunned. Yeah. I think it's doing the AoE stun. They are stopping from at some point. The crit ones are definitely good. That extra crit chance is amazing. I just don't see a stun. No, that's the main quest. So I'm sorry for the giants. As much as I would love to help them, we have a stream to do, people. We have reviews to do. So I'm sorry. I'm sick of this shit. We'll have to do it.
Did you find
Not yet.
we can't break the curse?
You know, I don't like your attitude. Don't have
I'm sorry, my man. As much as I would love to help you. Oh!
Don't have enough rage.
What?
Not possible. More rage.
Come on, I need you all grouped over here so the poison does its job.
Don't have enough rage.
Good. See, here, for example, here, I have a lot of room to maneuver,
I don't have enough mana. I can't do that. More rage.
and it's easier to, like, deal all my damage.
That's enough rage.
Okay? So, even if I get killed, see the point, people.
More rage. Not possible. More rage. Not possible. More rage.
At least I killed one there.
I can't do that.
So yeah, pretty much.
Don't have enough rage.
Dang it. I honestly cannot see whatever the fuck is killing me.
I can't do that.
Yeah, now I saw it. It's as always the ranged attackers, never the melee.
Van Helsing, I've rarely felt anything so powerful. It must be one of those.
They do take strange form. More rage.
What are you doing? I thought we were going to leave those magical seals alone.
Don't worry.
I actually just wanted to avoid.
What are you doing? I thought.
Don't worry.
Well, this is a mistake for see people. It's interfering with my point and click.
More rage.
If you fight there, like the movement on the terrain. What? I don't even see what the fuck kills me. I think it's the ranged attack of the boss. So I just have to move. I love that it's a game that encourages you to constantly move with the perfect influence of the lovely sound of the gameplay mechanics.
I can't do that.
Well, let's see. Let's see. Okay, this one then. Now, it was definitely the other ranged attackers. Oh, better. Dang it, it's huge HP bar. It's a huge
I don't
HP
have
bar.
enough mana. Don't have enough rage.
This should increase my damage by 50% attack from distance. From max distance.
Rage. I can't do that. Don't have enough rage. I can't do that. More rage.
I shouldn't have done that.
More rage.
Well, there we go. Oh. That'll work. Hidden content.
Where is it? I can hear him roaring, but I don't see the beast.
That's the definition of the Yeti. Don't expect more.
Yetis, people? We are going to see Yetis? That's amazing. I want to see a Yeti. Where's the Wraith Cloak that I looted? It was unidentified, this one. Let me see. Oh, whoa. Damage 43. That's 60.2. Minus 6% time respawn time for Katarina. Physical resistance, fire damage bonus, increase attack speed, HP per hit. Amazing. Well worth it. Well worth it. I do have a lot of skill points to distribute, right? This one. Van Helsing's defense. Yeah, but she dies. She dies. She dies. No. 6 bolts. That's okay. Touch of Oblivion. No. And this one receives a boost to her hit points. Yeah, I need her to last a bit more. Definitely. I need her to last a bit more. Rather than enhance my defense. Yeah, because this is not going to save me. This one? Resistances. Yeah, but the one hit kills, I don't think they are avoidable. Because once she's dead, I don't get all of those bonuses. Yeah, it's better that she doesn't die so fast. Attack range, no, seriously. Yeah, I should try to make her a bit of a tank here, but the thing is... The thing is... that she enhances my damage a lot as well. Attack speed and cooldown reduction. The mana regeneration. The mana regeneration, there's good. Increases your maximum resistance in ghost form, she also has your bonus to your damage. Here in ghost form. A portion of Katarina's highest attribute added to your own. And here it would be corpus. So her hit points, 3% of her hit points of the highest attribute. Place 1 point there. And as for the rest, I want her to last a bit more. I need her to last a bit more. I wonder which stat it was. I think it was health. I presume. Vitality. So we need to survive a bit. And your dodge statistic. Advanced gunnery. The weapon damage of your skills. Your maximum rage. Your maximum mana and maximum critical bonus. 425, that looks good. 426. Yeah, no, and I need more. I need more health. I need more health. It didn't increase a lot. Hold here. This one. It didn't increase a lot, so I'll give those. Hang on, and now her. Where are her stats corpus? How close you compare increases her resistance to all attacks. You know, I need her. I need her more sturdy. She has 5k, almost 6k HP. Dang it.
What are you doing? I thought we were going to leave those magical seals alone.
Still,
We can't let those miserable ghosts suffer anymore. The totem must be destroyed. Oh, please don't crash. Let's completed the curse. Oh, I got the XP. Let's finally open the gate and end this once and for all. We're at full power. New equipment, new...
not possible.
Oh, look at that. You can accumulate Sikermatons. That's more than 3. I could
I
lower
can't
the...
do that.
Have you made up your mind? What shall we do with the gate?
We don't even know yet what could happen if we break the seals. What could be worse? The unknown forces unleashed, or the swarming frost spirits?
You're not expecting me to choose for you, right? Flip a coin.
No need for that. The seals were made by the Hunters Guild, and I respect their decision. We're not closing this gate.
So? What now?
It looks like a door, but it's not an ink gate, and the runes are from the ancient past of Borgovia.
This land once belonged to Koshai the Deathless. This could be one of his magical gates to terrible places.
I only recognize 2 symbols. One means star, the other means gate.
Which makes no sense. You clearly must be wrong. More rage.
Oh, but you don't get XP from them.
I can't do that.
Well done.
I can't do that.
What's the limit of Sikermatons that I can deploy? Because I always end up with 3. What now? Return to the prisoner 7. in the lair against a subterranean incursion. What?
Not possible.
I have to go back to base then. Ah, look at that, there's more. So if I don't detonate them, the Seekermatons just keep stacking?
I can't
For
do
me?
that.
Let me see, how many do we have? 3, 4, 5. I want to see if there's a
Can't
limit.
do that.
Because I thought the limit was 3. That changes the economy of the battle.
Not possible.
Thank you. Okay, let's go back to the lair. See the lair, thank you. Let's go back there. And what time is it, people? I know I still have half an hour more. 1 hour more.
A storm is approaching the city. It will destroy the Four Stones and give us a second chance. But this is an unnatural tempest, born in the Forbidden Mountains, where a sinister presence tainted the forest a long, long time ago. A mythical figure they call the Deathless. The more I discover about this land, the more secrets keep cropping up. I'm afraid that I have unleashed a terrible power, and now I'm going to let it blast through this tormented city. Hopefully it was worth it.
Yeah, I wanted to choose the other one, but they don't specify the options.
Van Helsing, a very important shipment will arrive in the city soon. We must intercept it before it reaches Harker.
Yes, the subterranean incursion. I had a side quest here. Ah, true that you can also send squads. Okay. Okay, here you can send like okay. You can send squads for this.
With a proper laboratory, I could do wonders here.
Okay.
Just give me a group of soldiers and I'll deal with any situation.
Criminal gangs, okay.
Shall I take the men to...
For the resistance!
Diplomat, no. This is just to deal with gangs. So let's send them there.
I'm ready, Van Helsing.
And so for go. Train more troops to shed the blood for your cause. What? Purchasing equipment and equipment level. Yeah, upgraded. At least I have something to spend my gold on. This is like you can deploy ongoing. ETA 14 minutes. This is like that you can increase the resistance of the city. Remember that the ultimate mission of Van Helsing is like protecting the city. And you also have like tower defense quests.
A genius and a diplomat.
And can't I deploy
That's me, yes.
can't I deploy like The open I could come up with a plan, but it doesn't sound like a great idea.
I'm bored. Shouldn't we hunt down something?
You call me in. Okay, this one. Send on your troops to attempt the selected quest. So I can only deploy one. Returns in 30 minutes. Drag a early key to give it to the captain. Ah, you probably cannot assign it during a mission. Okay, well, whatever.
I'm ready then.
General Harker won't give up easily. He is still determined to find the underground entrance to the lair. Now he's enlisted the help of the rat people of the Borgovian underworld, and they are on the move in the tunnels.
And now we can do tower defense.
We must stop them immediately.
We've got tower defense people. I think it's that one. Should indicate you where to go. So at this point I'm lost. Defend the resistant outpost against the subterranean incursion. Yeah, where? Where is the question? Where? I always have this problem with this game. Where? Where is the question?
Not possible.
I presume it's the tower defense minigame. Or not. Ah, here we have the storage. I still don't have any usage over that. No, but it's a 10 out of 10 people. It offers so many things that it's weird for me to be overwhelmed by a game like this, and this one is on the brink of doing so. Like, you have so many things. Where was it? The tower defense minigame. I think it was over here. Where was it? It indicates it over here. Defend the subterranean, the resistance outpost. No one was.
Everything seems to be in order, sir.
Can you smell the oil and the grease? Isn't it wonderful?
Fuse two items of the same one to the third one. To appropriate level. Let me see. Let's see what happens if I do this. And this. Ah, but they have to be the same probably. The forged fuse two items of the same quality into a third one. They need to be the same quality. Your creative will be of your appropriate level. To your level, keep half of its enchantments. It's some enchantments from the other two base items. Okay. Fuse them together. I think that's actually yours. It needs to be this one. At normal quality. Okay. I don't think I have anything of normal quality. No, by now I don't loot anything of normal quality. That's the thing.
Not possible.
Dang it. Where's the